welcome to Knit 1,
Part 2, episode 126.
Wow.
I know, that's a lot of episodes.
There's a lot of episodes. I'm Sheila, also known as Sheila D37.
And I'm Wendy, also known as Penny Wendy. And if this is your first time watching, thank you for tuning in. And if you are a return viewer, thanks for coming back.
We appreciate it.
Yes, we do. First things first, shout-outs. We have talked about it and finally decided on a knit-along for September and October. It will start September 1 and run through October 31st.
Officially is tomorrow. We're recording on Saturday today.
So I will open the thread for it. Here's the thing, though. I got a lot of suggestions PM'd to me or verbally given to me or mentioned in threads for a sweater knit-along. So I really wanted to do that. We've never done a sweater knit-along. But I know.
You haven't?
No.
All right.
But I know many people out there do not knit sweaters or want to knit sweaters. So we decided to have 2 knit-alongs with 1 prize from each one.
Instead of 2 prizes
Instead of 2 prizes from 1. And so the sweater knit-along is one of them, and you can knit any sweater, and it can be a baby sweater.
I was just going to say.
It has to be a sweater, but it can be any size sweater where it doesn't have to be an adult sweater, and it does not have to be for you. But the second one is going to be a charity hat knit-along. We like to do a charity knit-along at least once a year.
Oh, more than that, I'm sure.
I think we probably have, but we like to do them. And somebody had suggested Halos of Hope, which does hats for chemo patients. And I think that's a great charity. But there are a lot of other great charities out there, too. And so we don't want to limit you to a specific charity because you may not live in the same country as we do. So we may be missing charities that will be easier for you to participate with. You may have a favorite charity that you want to knit for that is not on our list. So we're going to tell you just a handful that we know because we've heard of them. Halos for Hope is one. Project Sweet Caroline is one. That's NICU hats.
Yep.
For preemies. Remembering Remy is also preemie hats. It can be anything. Cancer hat. They were making bears at, I can't remember the name of that charity, but dolls and bears. Any kind of a charity.
No, I thought
we said hats.
I was going off the
track. Sorry.
Hats.
It's a hat. It has to be a hat. It can be a
Please.
chemo hat or a baby hat or some kind of a hat for charity. Sorry, I was going way off the rails there.
Yeah, just a little.
And we like hats because that is
simple.
an easier project for people to start and finish. So you don't have to feel intimidated by something like a sweater.
Yeah, and I was just thinking that I might make a baby hat out of the leftover Fruit Loop yarn that I have.
Oh, that'd be cute.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Probably make several baby
We're
hats.
not going to collect for the hats. We want you to
put them wherever you feel is the best place.
Yes. You send them out. We just want to know in the thread which charity you knit it for. And that'll be good because as time goes by and people post in the thread, your link to a charity will hopefully inspire other people to maybe donate to that charity.
Yeah, so when you post a hat, post the link
to the charity that you're going to give it to, please.
Just so that other people may not know of a charity where they can give it to, and then they see yours. So
this will be good. So that's going on. I'm going to put the 2 threads up in the group, and that'll be running September 1st through October 31st. So that's the first big shout out. The second shout out is we showed you last week that we got this amazing Vesper sock yarn donated to us. And this is the Trick or Treat colorway. It is very Halloween-y. And we thought it would be fun to give it away in the month of September in case somebody wants to knit a very Halloween-y project with this before October 31st. So I'm going to run the Halloween sock contest. If you would like to win this, and this is really, I love it.
It's really pretty. It's candy
very
cornish.
Candy corny with a little black in it. If you want to win this yarn, you make one post in the contest thread, which will be on the group, and you either have to link us to your favorite or a cool Halloween knit that you like, or if you're not into Halloween, link us to the pattern that you would knit with this yarn. Either one. There'll be details on that in the group in case you forget what I just said you had to post. 1 entry per person. we'll draw this in 2 weeks, 2 weeks from now. So when we record, the first time we record 2 weeks from today. I don't know what date that is because I didn't look it up. Sometime in the middle of September. That'll give you 6 weeks to either make a pair of socks or some other project out of this Halloween yarn before Halloween.
2 weeks from
2 weeks from today.
14th.
September 14th.
13th or 14th, depending on when we actually record.
Yeah, we'll close it before we draw. All right, so those details for this sock yarn, Vesper. A lot of people love Vesper. It's 100% superwash merino.
Or if you're from Boston,
yarns.
it's Vespa.
Vespa. Vespa yarn. Yarn.
Yarn. Vespa yarn.
Vespa yarn. All right.
Boston.
So that's a lot going on. We're going to have the new knit-alongs, 2 new knit-alongs starting up, and we're going to have the sock contest. You want to start with on the dance card?
Sure.
Do you have anything on
I
the
don't
dance
have
card?
anything on the dance card. Well, I have several things on the
But
dance
nothing
card,
with
but
you.
nothing, no, because I wasn't really prepared. Although I could probably run out to the car and get your mother's stuff. But
I think you're fine. So you can just tell that you're making my mother's socks.
I plan on
slippers.
making your mother's slippers. Yes, felted. It's gonna be the what's the name of it?
I think it's just called
Fiber Trends
felted clogs.
Yeah. And
it's linked in the show
yarn?
notes.
Is Patton's or is it Lion Brand?
It is Patton's. It's Patton's, and I would even know
It's
the
a
colorway.
multi.
I have that colorway in
Well,
my
I have that
stash.
colorway too. Cause
Everyone has it.
Well, no, a viewer sent it to me. She was in the middle of a bag with it,
That's
remember?
right.
So, yeah, I have that too. So maybe I'll be making matching hair.
You and my mom will be clog twins. That'll be cool.
I need to make myself a pair
Yes,
now
you
that the
do.
weather's getting cooler.
Yes, you do.
So I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna try and knit on that tonight a little bit, depending on the time frame, because I am going to bed around 9.
Oh, well, there
But
is
I'll bring
that.
it with me to work.
Oh, good idea.
Cause
Cool.
yeah. So that's what I'm going to be working on. But I'm also getting the itch for socks,
All right.
and I'm thinking either Good and Plenty
Ooh, I love that Good and Plenty.
from Fiber Nymph.
Dye Works.
Yeah, Fiber Nymph.
Lisa.
Lisa at Fiber Nymph. I wanted to say Fiber Trends. I'm like, no, that's not right.
No, that's the
Fiber
clogs.
Nymph or pink and gray striped socks from, what's her name? Syncopation. What'd she do?
Gypsy?
No. Oh.
We'll
I
link
get
it in the show
emails from her
notes.
all the time.
We'll link it in the show notes.
I have to look.
Now it's going to
But,
bug her. She has
Yeah,
to look it
I
up.
have to look it up. But I'm not sure. That won't be until I finish at least your mother's slippers.
Yeah.
Because I owe her slippers. But that's what I plan on doing. So it's kind of a mixed bag for on my needles and future dates.
All right.
Because
Well,
I have nothing
I
else.
have a few things on my needles. The first big thing on my needles is the sweater that I am knitting out of Diabolical Portuguese Merino base in a Flower Shop Inferno colorway. And I have finished the body. And I am now putting on, the sleeves are attached, and I'm knitting the yoke. I love it. So far, I love it. And I love the sleeves. At first, I thought this was my favorite sleeve because I love how muted it was. But then I knit this sleeve, and I kind of love that sleeve too. They're very different. But I kind of love them. I kind of love it.
I think it would be good.
So I'm really happy this is coming out really well. I'm definitely going to have plenty of yarn. I was worried about that, but and the fit is going to be really good. I measured it based on my favorite sweater that fits like the way that I like. So
That's good.
and everything is measuring out the right way. I am so in love with this bright orange stripe. It's right at the waistline.
Oh, all right.
It's kind of cool. I love how bright it is. And it kind of got on this sleeve too a little bit. There's a really bright orange right there, which I think is interesting. Also on the other side, but it's not as bright. But I think I'm really happy with it. It's stripy and beautiful, and it's knitting up, and this is just, it's exciting. I never know what color is going to come next. And when it starts showing up, I'm excited, and I haven't been bored once with this sweater,
That's
and it's pretty much just flying off the needles. I knit this in US 8 and US 9 millimeter needles. The 8 was for the ribbing, and the 9 is for the plain stockinette. It was based on a sweater called Fantastic. I can't remember the name of the lady that did it, but at this juncture, there's absolutely nothing about this sweater that is the same as that pattern because I changed everything. I changed the amount of stitches they cast on. I changed the type of hem. I changed how the decreases were done and the measurements of all the parts, including the sleeves. So it is going to have a yoke like in that sweater, but nothing else about it is actually the same sweater. So I think it's kind of unfair to call it that sweater anymore. Now it's just kind of a sweater that I wrote the...
Loosely based on.
Inspired by, I guess would be a good thing. And this was a good lesson for me to learn. Rather than buying a pattern because I'm lazy and I don't want to do the math that literally took me like 20 minutes to do with my spreadsheet, the next time I want to make a sweater and I know exactly what it is, I should just do that and not bother to spend my money on a pattern. There's nothing wrong with the pattern for this, but it started out that, first of all, I couldn't get the gauge that they wanted with this yarn because it's hand spun. So then I had to use a different needle. And then I got the gauge, but I didn't like the gauge that they recommended with this yarn.
Yeah, it was very
so
loose,
then I changed, yes, it was very loose. So then I changed the gauge, which means that I basically had to do all the math again for different numbers of stitches because, and then at that point I was like, screw it, I'm just going to take the gauge from my swatch and I'm going to measure my body and I'm just going to write the instructions for a sweater because I've done that.
Have you tried it on?
Yeah. It's perfect.
Oh, good.
Perfect. It's very stripy. I love it. Love it.
Now, will this not be a Rhinebeck sweater, but you'll wear it to Rhinebeck?
This is one of my Rhinebeck sweaters.
Oh, that's good.
Skipperty is my main Rhinebeck sweater because that was my first hand-spun sweater that I ever knit.
Oh, okay.
And I knit that for Rhinebeck last year, for this Rhinebeck last year. But then I made this hand-spun sweater, and I feel like this should be my other one. Okay. So that's on the needles, and I have to knit about 4 more inches on the top, and then I will start decreasing for the yoke.
We're going to have a cat visit.
Oh yeah, here comes Oscar.
Hi, buddy.
What is it that you think you need?
He needs to make a cameo.
I guess he does. Well, while he's doing that... Sorry. Cat got on the screen.
I was going to say, apparently he's not making a cameo.
No, he's not. So the other thing I have on the needles, or on the loom, it's kind of on the hook. It's on the loom and on the hook, is my Zoom Loom blanket. And I don't know if I showed it before, but this is the Zoom Loom. Had I shown this to you?
No.
This is what it looks like. It's just a pin loom. But Shocked has done some really cool things. I think I showed it when I was at Lois's house. They put markings on the corners to remind you how to wrap the yarn and where to start weaving so that you don't forget, which I find very handy. And you just use this big 6-inch needle. And I'm doing some Knitting Goddess Sock Club yarn on it right now.
Is that the woodpecker colorway?
No, this is the some kind of salsa colorway. I remember because chili salsa or something like that.
Must have been after I quit it.
It was because I got like I ordered this specific one. This was not a part of a sock club thing. But
all right.
I need to make something like 84 squares, and I've done just under 40. So I'm about halfway done. I showed them that this week, but here they are, and I did a sock monkey one, like you said.
Cool.
I know, I like it. Trying to think what other new ones I did. I can't really remember anymore. But I'm going to do it rainbow colors, so I have them organized in rainbow color. And Sheila liked the sock monkey, so I did one.
I wanted to see what it would look like.
In sock monkey. But as you can see, I kind of need some more oranges, so this will be in the orange range.
Sorry, I was up at 3:30 this morning.
Ooh, that's not good. So, yeah, this is coming along great. I just need to order some yarn from Knit Picks. I did go to Joanne Fabric, and I did look at AC Moore. I happened to be there for other reasons, to see if they had any inexpensive yarn there that I could buy to do the blanket.
They don't have DK, or they wouldn't have the weight you would need.
DK. And the ones that they did have, they didn't have the color that I wanted. and in a non-acrylic. And I just really, because all the blanket squares are at least 70% wool, I don't want to have acrylic as the binder. So I am going to use Wool of the Andes, I think Sport Weight or DK, I can't remember one of them, to do the crocheting. And I'm going to get it in an ash color. It'll be the same color as my sofas, like a dark charcoal gray. And I think that'll be really pretty. It will match my living room. And, you know, the way this is going, if I just do a few more, I probably can bang this out by Christmas.
Put it in your husband's Christmas stocking. Well, not stocking, but you know what I mean. Wrap it up as a gift. That's what I would do.
I don't think he would appreciate that as a gift.
Oh, really?
But, you know, we have a lot of people to stay at our house over Christmas, and it'll be nice to have another blanket, another throw in the living room when things start to get cold. And I'm still enjoying it. It's my nice little break from knitting. So if you're interested in a Zoom loom, you can get them. I got mine from Spunky Eclectic website, and it was $39 plus shipping. Love it. So there's that. And then the last thing I have on the needles is my Seashell Shawl.
Seashell Shawl?
My Seashell Shawl.
Sally sells seashells by the seashore.
I have 2 rows left. And then I can start the edging.
Oh.
I'm so close.
Yay.
So it's looking pretty good. You can kind of see the seashells. I love how soft it is. I still have a ton of yarn left. See? And I started going from the outside of the ball so that I didn't have to deal with the bad yarn vomit thing that was happening.
How could I lose a pair of scissors?
I am knitting this out of Blue Moon Fiber Art Silk Thread 2, which is 100% silk lace weight, in the spruced colorway, which is a silvery gray. A silvery green gray. It's kind of green. You can see it better when it's like
in person.
It's kind of throwing red, but it's like a gray green. You can see it here when you hold it on the white. Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know, but they're not going to see it.
No,
so.
I'm just telling Sheila. But on ours, it throws red, so it does not look pink like this. And,
no, actually, yeah, it doesn't.
It kind of throws pink on this.
Yeah, it does.
Under this light. And I'm knitting it on my US 5 signature needles, which I like working with. And it's in my little crabby bag.
You're a crab.
I know, I am a crab.
Oh,
My crabby bag with my shrimpy kit. And guess who had to borrow one of my kits today? Sheila did.
Well, that's because I'm coming from work.
I always have one with me. There's one in every
I
bag.
usually do in this bag, but I use this bag for my travel at vacation.
Yeah.
I don't think I took that with me or put it someplace else. I don't remember.
So that is all I have on the needles. I have no dates to write, so you can just take it away, Sheila.
I'm just going to say the name of the yarn that I was thinking pink and gray stripes is Snitches. I don't know why I forgot. And it's Syncopation in the Zoot Suit colorway, which is gorgeous pinks and grays. Look at that. Wouldn't that be like a gorgeous sock?
Yeah, that would be. I love that.
So
that reminds me of Soft Kitty. I have Soft Kitty from Fiber Nymph Dye Works.
And Syncopation is 100% merino, so it probably wouldn't be all that great for socks. Another thought. Maybe I'll just do my Good and Plenty. So
I would do Good and Plenty.
All right, everyone. Hold on to your hats. Don't fall off your chairs.
Sheila's a date. Is there a pattern for this, or is this just...
If there is a pattern.
What is it?
Lion Brand's Diagonal.
Okay. Lion Brand.
Oscar's got hair all over my stuff.
Diagonal.
It is Diagonal Comfort Blanket by Lion Brand Yarn.
Okay. I did not know, and I have been meaning to ask you so I could link the right thing. So this is
what the pattern page looks like.
It does not have stripes on it.
No, it doesn't. It's all solid, and it's very pretty.
Which is how I got thrown when I looked for it.
So someone's trying to give me some love-ins.
I know.
See, there he is. Say hi.
Oscar,
no? Okay.
Come here. Come here.
It's going to make me sneeze.
He's like, whatever.
Yeah,
he just wants to be. He wants to be on the show.
I know.
Your poor little beezer. I'm sure he has not been fed recently, like within the last 20 minutes would be recently for him. And so he is going to harass until...
He just is not loved at all, right, Oscar? You're not loved. So
if there is not food in the dish, then there's a problem.
I love you there, buddy, but...
I know. He's so fat.
I'm going to be sneezing in less than 20 minutes.
Yes,
so
you will.
I finished it today at work.
Yay! It looks good. That's a nice size baby blanket.
It's a good size baby blanket. I really love the colors. I've gotten a lot of compliments. It's a basic garter stitch blanket. And what I did is I knit the rows, put the yarn in forward at the last stitch, slipped the stitch, and then knit the stitch in the next row. Gave it a really nice border.
Yeah.
I screwed up. I don't know how I screwed up. But I am less, each color is about 25 rows, except for the very last white. I don't know how I screwed up, but it's not 25 rows.
Well,
and the only way I can think of is I screwed up here, which must have meant just enough couple of rows messed up.
Yeah.
But as far as I know, I didn't mess up anywhere else. But the mom's not going to know.
No.
Because if you look at it really quick, you don't notice it that much.
Also, we wouldn't have known if you didn't say anything.
I know. But I know.
It's good, though.
So right now what I'm doing is weaving in my ends, and I don't have that many to do. That's why I needed the yarn. Actually, I have like 4 more.
She needed a go bag from me with my little...
So this is my blanket. It's out of 100% cotton.
Kitchen
cotton.
Peaches and cream?
Peaches and cream and sugars and cream are the two that I use. Because I was trying to use whatever I had in my stash, which mostly is the white, and then I had to purchase 2 purples.
Yeah, I was in the store, and you can buy them in big
cones.
Walmart
now sells them in big cones.
Yeah, so does AC Moore, actually.
Oh, do they?
Yep.
So just so you guys know, this was 1 ball, the purple.
Yeah.
The middle purple was 2 balls. This is 25 rows. I don't know how many stitches at the widest.
Do you not know?
I don't know. I started off with 5, and I went until I was 13 rows on the largest, and then I probably, in the pattern, it does recommend a certain row number, like a certain stitch count number. And then the white, I think total was maybe 4 skeins of white.
And we're talking those little...
Yeah, and I have like this much left of the white.
Oh, cool.
So
that is like a nice, affordable baby gift. Oh gosh,
yeah.
Because the kitchen cotton is not very expensive.
Tops.
Yeah. And it's washable.
And I use size 8 needles because I like it a little squishy.
Yeah. Oops,
will. That's okay. I will probably wash this tonight. Maybe I'll probably. Trying to think.
I'm trying to think, but nothing's happening.
No, I'm just trying to think where I could wash it because I don't think I want to wash it with my regular stuff. I want to use my good smelling stuff.
Woolite.
Yeah, and then I was gonna get maybe some lavender baby lotion. Like go with the purple
what a good
theme.
idea!
So
that's a good idea.
I'll give it to her because she's due the 9th.
Oh wow.
September.
My sister-in-law is due the 27th, but I think she's going to go early. She needs to have that baby before I go on vacation. I told her she needs to have the baby before I go on vacation.
Wouldn't it suck to go on vacation if she has the baby?
What?
Wouldn't it suck that if she has it while you're on vacation?
I'm going to be very sad because I won't get to see it when it's out of the oven.
So,
but I'll live.
I saw my neighbor the other day. She looks really good. So yes, I finished this. Will I be making any more baby stuff for her? Probably not.
No, I think that's a nice, very
I do have a sweater that I should... I gotta pull that out. I keep forgetting about it. I should pull it out and seam it. It's a baby surprise jacket. And, but it's when she's older. So I'd seam it, put on buttons, and then try and figure what size pants to put with it. And then give it to her because it's just sitting in my I don't want to say stash, but that's
finished object pile.
Which is in my stash.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's all I have for Rate Your Date. But it's finally done. I looked at when I started it. I started it in June 8th. So it's only taken me almost 3 months. But,
wow.
yeah, no kidding.
I mean, considering that I'm almost done with my sweater,
Yeah.
and it only has taken me a couple of weeks, but I don't
have
have
been
to
purely
work. I don't have
exhausted.
3 jobs, so I guess I
have
can't
been coming
complain.
home and crashing on the couch.
I hear you. I totally hear you.
Max had soccer yesterday, and I took a little nap while the kids were out playing. I was in the car.
Oh, okay. So you didn't just like lay on the field or something?
No, God, no. I was in the car.
So then your kids could have been like,
too.
Mom, you're embarrassing me.
Oh,
all right,
but you know what? Everybody knows. So yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for being so patient, and I hope I didn't, I hope nobody passed out on that.
I know that she finally had. I think it's been your first date to rate in a couple
3
of
months.
months. 3 months.
Well, more than that because I was working on the sweater.
That's right. Oh my gosh.
What was the last time? Oh, the brown, the shawl that I did. Irish shawl.
Yeah.
That was the last date I rated, I think.
Well, I don't have any dates to rate, as I said. I don't have any whirlwind romances this week, except that I am knitting with my handspun. Because I have mostly been knitting and canning, so I haven't had a lot of time for spare stuff.
April 12th was the last time I had a date to rate.
Oh my Lord. You're
bad.
It is bad. Future dates. You
I've
already did
about
hers.
future
I have one future date. It's called Couronne by Hélène Rush, and I looked up how to pronounce her name because I wasn't sure.
Oh.
She's French. She lives in Maine, but she's French, and it's Hélène. Hélène Rush has a pattern in Twist Collective called Couronne, Couronne, and it's this one. It's got like long color change flowers on a tweed background. And here is a front picture of the same sweater. That is definitely something that I'm going to make. Only I'm not going to make it be a cardigan. I'm going to make it be a pullover because I like pullovers better. So I will just adjust the pattern to not have the button band. And I'll probably do a different bottom. But the rest of it will be the same.
Sure,
I really like that side detail with the flowers. And I think it's really cute. I'm thinking, this is a far future date because I'm going to do Hero sweater before I ever get to this. But I think I'm going to start spinning for it because I have that green, I don't know if you were with me, from Spinner's Hill. I bought 2 pounds of green that will be a very heathery, it has little flecks of purple and orange in it, but it's going to be mostly like a green. And I was thinking I might do the background of the sweater in that and then take one of my bumps, a couple of my bumps from my thing to make long change colorway yarn for the flowers. And do it all out of handspun. So that's kind of like in my brain. Mm-hmm. I have to see how the green stuff is going to spin up because I don't know if I'm going to like it for this or if I'm going to want it for something else. But it's just kind of like bubbling in the background. Because the other thing I'm thinking about is maybe at Rhinebeck I'll get a big, like, couple pounds of natural gray and spin that. You know what I mean? And I was thinking, oh, that could be really pretty too. So it's in there. It's bubbling around in the back of my brain. But that's my only future date right now. I'm really feeling the need to knit something in sock weight yarn. Not a sock, because I don't like knitting socks. But I might do a shawl or something. Yeah,
I've been itching to do, I was looking more at my yarn, not so much pattern-wise, but itching to use certain yarns. Yeah. And I was looking at your ruby slipper shawl out again.
I know, Lois just knit another one. It came out so cute.
Well, I was thinking of the Zoberball, which would look really nice in that.
Yeah, and you could make the increases more gradual, so it would be really long.
Or Nightfall, which is a gradient.
Ooh, yeah, that would be really pretty too.
But Nightfall's kind of an odd one because it starts off one color and ends in another, so it's like you need to have a good...
Yeah.
Like Clapetty would be good for that, but I don't know if I'm up for a Clapetty right now.
Well, I have some String Theory caper sock in the Raven colorway in a project bag over there that I want to do one of those, who is that designer that I really like, who makes the very complicated stuff. I can't remember.
No idea. You're asking the wrong person.
I know. I can't. It was on. I can see her face in my head, like what her picture looks like on Ravelry, but it just went out of my head. I know that Pat, Looney Hiker, our friend, sent me a pattern by her that I am planning on executing in that yarn. But
yeah,
I can't
well, that's what I was thinking for my thing is somebody sent me one of Stephen West's
now
patterns.
I have to look.
Somebody sent me Stephen West pattern and Urbana, and I was thinking that would be nice for nightfall, but I don't think Urbana is used in sock weight. I think it's Aran weight, so it wouldn't work.
I have to look now in my library to see what the name of that pattern is. Or the designer. You will know the designer as soon as I tell you the name of the designer because I really love her work, but I can no longer remember her name. Let's see. Oh, wait, that is not right.
So you're done with future. Crushes and heartbreaks while she's looking that up. Kids went back to school for me. That's a crush. Heartbreak is I'm killing myself working, but
It is what it is.
It is what it is for right now. My laundry is... All right. I have 2 boys. Explain to me why out of 30 towels I have 1 left in my closet. I was Oh, you want to hear a heartbreak?
Kidman Figueroa.
Oh.
Thank you.
Want to hear a heartbreak? Okay, so I did laundry the other day.
Yeah.
Washed towels. Hung them out to dry.
Yeah.
Did I get them before the rain?
Oh, no, because it rains so hard.
Guess what? I got to rewash.
Oh.
But they're not going out in the dryer. I don't care about electricity. They're not going out, hung out in the lines. I don't care. I got to pull them in.
They've had their chance.
They've had two showers outside. So no, I got to rewash them. So that's going to be my next few projects is laundry. I don't mind doing it. It's putting it away. I've had laundry in my basket for more than 2 weeks, and my husband won't do it. I'm like, seriously? If you want underwear, put them away.
When I let my husband put stuff away for the kids, he puts it away in a crazy fashion so that they'll be like my daughter's underwear and my son's like pants drawer. Like it makes no sense at all. And I think he does it on purpose so that I just say, forget it, I'll do it myself.
I'd take it. At least you put it away. My kids, I have separate baskets for my kids.
Can you really count that as putting it away? Basically, he put clothing that he had in his hands in a drawer. It wasn't the right clothing in the right drawer for the right person. So it's really not putting it away.
No.
It's actually making, because then my daughter's like, I can't find any of my underwear. And then I buy her more because we can't find it. And then I find a pile of her underwear in my son's pants drawer.
Right.
And I'm like, this is why, because I guess, I don't know why he would do that, but he just...
That one I give it to you. Now, we have baskets, and I haven't really utilized it, is to separate it so my kids put their own clothes away.
That's what I do with my kids. I make my kids put their own clothes away. That way they can't complain to me. I have 4 baskets.
Yeah.
One for me, one for my husband, and one for each of my kids. I divide and fold the laundry into those baskets, and I put it on their beds. And my husband goes on top of his like dressing area where he has all of his clothes. And once the basket is in that area, I'm done. But I don't like my husband to put away my kids' clothes because he does it wrong.
Do that.
So my crushes and heartbreak. My crush is that my kids went back to school. Yes. I'm very happy. My other crush is that I learned how to can, and I canned 24 pints of pears. Asian pears from the trees in our front yard. So I'm very happy about that. I have never canned before. All it requires is boiling water, so it was really not that difficult.
And jars.
And the jars. It's really, boiling is the only like cooking-like thing that you really have to do. I did have to add some sugar to the syrup, but boiling is like the most complicated thing.
And for Wendy, that's a good thing.
Yeah, I can't really cook, but boiling I can manage. And now we have pears, and I'm going to give away the rest of them because we have tons. Because I think 24 pints of pears is going to be more than enough for us. So that's my crushes. My heartbreak is that my son now has to have eye surgery on top of the ear surgery that he's having. So I don't know. I mean, it's a heartbreak in the sense. We've always known he might need to have a second surgery on his eye. He was born with strabismus, which some people associate with a lazy eye. It's weak muscles in your eye, and most people have it so that their eye kind of strays in towards their nose. And that is almost always able to be corrected by using an eye patch. My son has the less common version where his eye goes outwards towards the side of his head.
Of course he does.
And that is almost never corrected with the eye patch. And so he was patched for many years. That did not work. He had eye surgery to correct it. And he did really well. But they told us that sometimes later in life, you need to have the other muscles. There are two side muscles and two top, there's the horizontal muscles and the vertical muscles, or the outside muscles and the inside muscles. I can't remember how she explained it to me. He had one set of them tightened on both eyes. He's now going to have at least one of the muscles on the other set tightened in his eye surgery. So, yeah, that's going to be a big year for surgery. He'll be having his ear tubes in October, and we're being reevaluated for eye surgery on Halloween. And they'll tell us then when he's going to be scheduled for that. It's possible that he will be able to do the eye exercises they gave him and not have to have the surgery, but the doctor told me it's unlikely that will be enough to correct it. But these are two of the issues that came up when we had his evaluation at the school. So the hearing and the vestibular thing, I think, will be taken care of by the ear stuff. And then there was some eye mechanical stuff that they were worried about. That'll be taken care of by the eye surgery. So that's a good chunk of the problems that we were really concerned about dealt with. And then the neurologist will tell us what to do about everything else. So I feel like we're getting stuff crossed off the list. And I thank God every day that my son is so easygoing about this stuff. Loves going to the eye doctor. Loves going to eye and ear to see the hearing guy. He does not fuss about it. He is not frightened that he has to have surgeries done.
Well, that's good.
And he really enjoys doing the eye exercises. That's why we were at AC Moore. I had to buy some tongue depressors. I don't want to say that word. That word makes my tongue feel gross. I can feel a tongue depressor on it. We put stickers on them, and he has to focus on them and try to keep his eyes crossing as it gets closer to his face. And he likes doing that. So, it could be worse. I could have a kid who was fighting me on this, and I don't. So I'm thankful for that he's easygoing. So that's my crushes and heartbreaks.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
Baubles and bling.
No.
Me either. I got nothing this week.
Baubles and bling. I'm hoping to put some stuff up for sale.
I think that's a good idea.
Because I'm not going to use it. I looked through my stash this morning, and I'm like, I still have that? Oh. It was, Malabrigo Indecita sock yarn.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh, I didn't know I still have that.
I've used up most of mine on projects.
No, this would be, I think, some sort of scarf project or something.
I love that stuff. It's so soft.
And I'll probably be putting some wool mice up.
Yeah.
So that's my baubles and bling.
We'll keep you posted. So I don't know how many people have heard about it, but there is a new feature on Ravelry. This is kind of like Baubles and Bling because it's a new thing that we can have. Yep. And it is a fiber and handspun tab in your notebook area for your stash. So if you haven't noticed it, you can go in there, and if you click on the tab for the first time, if you have fiber and or handspun in your stash and you click on, say, the handspun tab, it will import as much of your yarn that it can recognize as handspun into the thing, and then you have to manually do the rest of it. But it's really easy. You just click on add to the handspun, and then it'll say, do you want a new yarn or do you want to click something from your stash?
Oh,
so you
okay.
can choose to take stuff and move it out. And the same for the fiber. And what I really like about it is that when I have a bump of fiber and I decide to start spinning it, I can say on my fiber page, start a spinning project. So then I have spinning works in progress, just like you have knitting works in progress.
Oh, okay.
And so it's linked. And then when I make handspun from it, it's linked to the way the fiber was originally. And then when I knit a project and I use that yarn, all three are linked. Mm. So one of the things that I used to really love is there's a thread on one of the spinning groups that I am in, and I can't remember which one it is, but they show from the bump to the finished object. So you can see what the fiber looked like before it was spun, what it was spun like, and how they spun it, and then how it knit up. Mm-hmm. And now that'll be a possibility in people's stashes who use these features. So that's going to be really cool.
That's good.
I like that a lot. So if you haven't seen it and you are a spinner, hand spinner or wheel spinner, check it out. So that's it for Baubles and Bling. Gossip and Innuendo. I'm going to be gone the last week of September, so we may not have a recording that week.
Probably won't, sorry.
Since the advent of the iPad mini, I no longer take my laptop with me on vacation because this is a lot easier to carry than my giant MacBook. So I don't have the capability to really videotape myself there, and I probably won't have time. So that week we might be gone. And then we have a lot of stuff coming up if you live in the New England area. Some of the stuff we're attending, some of the stuff just I'm attending, and some of the stuff I'm just going to mention because it's local, but I'm not going to go to. And these are all linked. These are all going to be linked on the show notes.
Okay.
The first thing that's coming up on September 28th, the Vermont Sheep and Wool, is going to be on Saturday, September 28th in Tunbridge, Vermont. The Southern Adirondack Fiber Festival, which I've heard is really good, is going to be on Saturday, October 5th in Greenwich, New York. Topsfield Fair, which I may be spinning at. I don't know. I have to see. I might go do that spinning competition again. I have like a whole plan now, like a strategy, now that I know that I'm actually going to be in a competition. Topsfield is going to be October 4th through the 14th in Topsfield. So I might be attending one night, and I'll give you more details of that in case you're local and you want to come and watch the spinning bee demonstration. It's kind of fun. New York Sheep and Wool is on Saturday and Sunday, October 19th and 20th in Rhinebeck, New York. Rhinebeck, yeah. The New England Fiber Fest is Saturday, November 2nd in West Springfield, Massachusetts. It's also known as the Big E Fiber Fest. Oh. And Stitches East is on Saturday, November 9th in Hartford, Connecticut. I'll probably be at Topsfield for that spinning bee if it works out in my schedule, so there's that. Sheila and I are both going to be in Rhinebeck. Yep. Along with our friend Knitting's My Bag.
I know.
I'm excited. Although I just saw Lois a couple weeks ago, but you haven't seen Lois in a while, since last year.
Yeah, I know.
I just saw her a couple weeks ago, but I love my Lois. She's so much fun. And then New England Fiber Fest, I'm going to that in West Springfield. I'm trying to get my friend Kathy to go with me since you can't go.
No, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see where I am at that point. But
you haven't been to that one. That's kind of a fun one. Stitches East isn't really worth it, I think. You've been to Stitches once, right? Well, you're welcome to go to that too.
No,
but I'm trying to drag Kathy with me.
So the problem when it comes down to Rhinebeck and New England Fiber Fest and Stitches East, it's one weekend right after another. My husband already has the kids on weekends. So
well, technically there is a week gap between Rhinebeck and New England Fiber Fest. Yeah, usually it's bing, bang, bang. But this week it is not. This year it's not. I am going to be at the Fiber Fest, and I am going to be at Stitches East, and I'm happy if you're going to do, like, if you want to meet up with me, PM me in the thread, PM me on Rav, or I'll write in the thread, and I'll let you know what time I'm going to be there if you want to try to meet up briefly. We do go to the podcasters meetup at Rhinebeck if they organize one. When they do organize it, it's usually right after the Ravelry meetup. So if you're in the Ravelry meetup and you just stay there afterwards, a lot of the podcasters come. We usually go to that. We don't do any other formal meetups because we're real busy shopping.
We're real busy walking around.
We don't really buy that much. Not
there
anymore.
There is no purchasing.
But also,
I'd be very surprised. Well, the only yarn I can foresee purchasing is Blue Moon Fiber Arts, of course.
Well, what about that gradient yarn? Gypsy Girl
Creations is the only one that I
might buy some. I'd probably buy some fiber. I was already thinking I need to get a loop bat.
Maybe if Signature comes out with size 2 needles by then.
If they're going to be vending. They didn't vend at Rhinebeck last time.
No.
But they will be vending at Stitches East. So
but I looked, they don't have any yet. Not size 2s.
I'm loving my new size 8s, by the way, that I got as a replacement. They're right here. And I used them on the sweater, and I really like them. Did you see this? Feel how they feel.
Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Feels tired.
Oh, I'm so tired.
But that's it for our gossip and innuendo.
That's it for just about everything.
Did you see these come?
Oh, that's where they... Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so you can buy cords for these.
But I can see why you have to buy specific cords for the size.
Right, because the size, it
Obviously,
matches.
size 3 is not going to fit on that.
But let me tell you, the join.
Well, sure.
The join is perfect.
But that kind of defeats the whole purpose of interchangeable
Well, it
needles.
depends on what you use them for. I almost always use a 40-inch, even if I'm knitting a tiny hat. And the reason
I understand that, but I'm just saying...
So for me, what I like about it is if I did break another cord... And it was like my fault, like if a dog chewed it or something. I just have to buy a cord. I don't have to buy the whole set of needles again. So in that way, it could save you some money. And then if you're not like me, but you're a person who likes to have their interchangeables in several different sizes, like if you use 8s, 5s, 4s, and 2s a lot, and you might like to have a 16-inch, a 20-inch, a 24-inch, and a 32.
I know.
It'll save you money to buy these because you can just have 3 different cords and 1 set of needles.
Right, but I'm saying where the other interchangeable needles is you just have 1 set of cords.
Yes. I mean, that's...
Or a couple sets. But.
That is it's a different thing. When it comes to signatures at $40 a pair, I think it would be cheaper for me to have 3 cords and 1 set of needles. As opposed to, you know what I mean? So you can save money that way. And I saw that they were doing a promotion. If you buy a whole set of needles, they give you a free needle case. That's supposed to be really nice. It's a good value needle case. It's not like, you can buy it separately. So if you're into buying a whole set of those needles, check that out. It's a part of the checkout process. I was in that group because the customer service that I had when my needles broke were excellent. Did you like them?
No, not bad.
They're
Like
so
I said,
good.
if they were size 2s, I would have purchased them already, but they don't have size 2s.
I just like how...
It's very smooth. It's very
I like how
soft.
heavy they are, too. They feel like, I don't know, I just really enjoy knitting with them. So, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for patiently waiting for a finished object.
Yes. More to follow, I hope. And we'll keep you posted on everything. All the new stuff that we announce for contests will be in the group when I post this video. So have a great week and knit with heart.
Knit with heart.
Bye.
Bye.